had an assistant that said what starts bad ends bad, and the start was atrocious. We wanted to go inside right off the bat. We turned the ball over twice. And we took a couple of bad shots. I think it was 9-3, and I think we only had one shot. And and then we got down 21-7. And give our guys credit, they bounced back. But USC played better than us. I thought the biggest things that happened in the game, we got punched in the mouth. That doesn't happen to us very often. And I don't know if we responded very well. Then right before half, we did a little better job. But when you don't take care of the boards like we didn't, even though we out-rebounded it by one, that's kind of a facade. They had a couple of times when they had 3 and 4 rebounds in a row and scored both times, one on a 3 and one on a 3-point play. And then uncharacteristically, we shot poorly from the free throw line, which we're an 83% free throw shooting team. And what did we end up shooting? 57% or something. And a couple of those goofy turnovers, and that's usually the difference in the game. But give credit to USC, they played well. And I've been waiting to see how we would respond under some adversity, and today we didn't respond very well. So we'll have to fix that quickly since we have another game coming up. Questions?
I'm wondering about the early start in particular. How much did what USC did on the offensive glass take you guys out of the transition game?
Well, I thought the turnovers took us out, first of all, and then they really did hurt us on the offensive glass. Our bigs did not, we didn't have a lot of guys that played well, but our bigs, we knew was a matchup problem with their 4 men at 6'7", 6'6", athletic. And we knew that was going to be a problem, but we just had some struggles with some guys that normally have been playing better than they played. And you're right. What was the fast break points? 9-4. We did not get out and run because you can't run without the ball. And I think their offensive rebounding had a lot to do with that, so give them credit there.
Was there any type of adjustment you saw Coach must make with the team in the second half? It kind of took away that pain where you guys were having some success in the first half?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he'd say. I think we took away some of that ourselves. We didn't do a very good job of getting it in there, and then we had to play different guys, and our key guy was Kohler in there, and he was struggling, and then Shimon got hurt, and he was struggling. Jace Richardson, who's missed a couple of shots, but he'd been hurt all week, and but he practiced yesterday and played, and I thought he played pretty well considering the amount of practice he missed, but. Yeah, in general, we did not get the ball inside very much, and we did not get it inside out. I didn't think, I was surprised that we shot 42%. I thought it was going to be worse, and then we shoot, 33 from the 3, and they shoot 42 and 31, but it was the free throws and the rebounding. I think that was the difference.
Coach, what's your make of having to travel to LA for a conference game?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I mean, all kidding aside, it was, the trip was smooth. I know it's, they say it's going to be harder going back. I don't know if that's true or not, but, it's a privilege that we get to play in places like this. And I do want to thank our fans. We had a lot of fans there today, and I want to thank our fans, all the Michigan State alums. And, they die for games like this when we get to go to Florida or Texas or California and, get to be in places. So I felt bad that we let him down. It's hard with Urban and his wife there to not play Michigan State basketball, but I think USC had something to do with it. But I think we deserve some blame too, and so I'll take some of that blame because we did not play the way we have been playing.
Before the game, you said something on the radio broadcast that you can handle the moment of being on the verge of history with the record with Bob Knight, but you're worried about the players. Did you feel like there was any of that maybe self-created pressure for them, knowing that you had that chance?
I have not talked about that at all up until 2 days ago when, people were asking them and they brought it up to me. And it was one of the things at our breakfast this morning. I told them that, this is your team, I've had a million guys that have helped me get to the number of wins we've gotten, and all I want is I want them to put their mark on something. You know, I think winning 13 in a row was a little bit of a mark, not losing a game in January or December and January. Every team should leave with something that they can hang their hat on. If I'm fortunate enough to do that, this team will have that along with it, but I don't think that was any pressure. That pressure doesn't make you play like we played today. We had good practices, so I would say 100% no. That is not, it's not anything to me. It really isn't, and I think they'd like to do it for me, but I don't think it's pressure.
This USC roster is obviously pretty unique. You know, a lot of transfers, really interesting first-year roster. Just what impressed you about the way that they competed? What did you take away about?
Yeah, well, they got some good players. I mean, those guys are good players, and you know, I was really impressed, and I don't know what he ended up with, but you know, St. Thomas has really impressed me, and he had an average game. AG, who has been unbelievable with his threes in a couple of those games, and he didn't do much tonight, but we all know the straw that stirs the drink is Claude, and I thought we did a pretty good job in the first half, but second half he got there and muscled his way in, and we just did not handle that well, and we all, our staff liked Yates and Ogbo, so they got good players, they got good size, you know, and those guards are bigger than ours, and the four men are smaller, and it was just a tough matchup for us, and sometimes matchups make the difference in games, and that was a tough matchup, and if I had to do it over again, I'd probably do some things a little different, but I didn't, and so that falls on me.
Anything else, guys?
That you mentioned about the matchup, that late half lineup that you had, I think Carr and Fiddler in there, the 4 and 5. Was that maybe one of those things that you could?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone that small normally, but I would have probably gone with a smaller 4 a little bit more. And you know, and like I said, I mean, we got good excuses like everybody does. Shimon was sick, and we had some things like that. But there's just no reason that you get beat on the boards like we did. And I again, for me, winning by 1 rebound is not exciting at all. And especially when they had 2 or 3 possessions, really they should have beat us by a lot more, because they had 2 or 3 possessions where they got 3 and one time 4 rebounds during one possession, and one of them ended up in a 3, and those are backbreakers, you know, and it seems like we just couldn't get over the hump. You know, we'd come back, cut it to 3 to 4, just couldn't get over the hump, cut it to 5, and we had a wide open 3, and it just didn't go in. So give them credit. They played better than us. I thought they played tougher than us. I don't say that about many teams, but I got to give them credit. And we're going to have to regroup, because it doesn't get any easier going over to UCLA. But it has nothing to do with the travel. Nothing. It has nothing to do with people were great to us here. Our own fans were great. We got to play better. That's our job.
All set, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.